Hello, welcome back. This is James Herrera from UX today I'm going to give a review of a shift booking mobile app that I'm working on. And the mobile app is called HourLot. And the purpose of this app is to enable employees on 0 hour contract to book shift. As you know, so many people are on flexible working hours in the UK today. So what this app aims to tackle is to enable everybody to have access to any shift that is available within their organization that they work for. So organizations will be able to use this app to book shift, and their staff will be able to book shift, cancel shift, and swap shift as well. So this is a shift booking application, a mobile app which is called HourLot. So I've written a short description of what the app is all about. There's a system description and what settings that the system is going to be using internally to know which of the shifts can be booked and so on, like that. Companies as well. And so I've written a short description of what the app is all about. So I'm going to just go through the description and then dive into the main prototype that I've created using Axure, and then we can go through the app and see how the app works and how the interaction and everything is working on the app. So the app, it's a very flexible prototype that was developed using Axure 7.0. Yeah, so this is a responsive website or mobile. The idea is there's going to be a website, but the website is not going to have the main app in it. The main product of the company, which is HourLot, is going to be the mobile app. So anyone that go onto the website will just be able to maybe see the link to download it from Play Store or App Store. So this is how the description has been phrased out. So there's a responsive website slash mobile website, mobile application. We enable companies and managers to upload our shift into the system called HourLot, and the employee can then book this shift at a first come first served basis. The purpose of this system is to allow all employees on 0 hour contract to have access to this shift as a first come first served basis without being discriminated against. As we know, the way people on their flexible working hour or 0 hour contract works is that they work based on shift pattern, and they need to book this shift. If they are not available, somebody else can grab this shift. So the idea of this mobile app is to create a system whereby each of the employee can book their shift using the system. So I have some settings here that will be done internally, but right, let's just jump into the app and see what the app offers. Like I said, this app is developed using Axure. You can see all the files in Axure. Everything is well laid out in terms of the sitemap, so that even if we want to generate the sitemap for it, it's going to be very easy, and also we can generate a flow of the pages and everything. And also this this prototype also make use of the masters very well. We can see some masters here that we have so many masters, which the app is well designed, and there is a lot of detail that has gone into there, but there's a lot of improvement that could come. So I will be expecting that comment from you guys once you see the app. So we're just going to preview the app. I've already opened the app right now on my Axure share. So what we have now, we're going to connect this to the internet. I think we have disconnected to the internet now. All right. So what we're going to do, we're going to start from the app. What I've done is I've had a startup screen, which is going to load after some few seconds. And what we have here is we land on the onboarding. So assuming you just download the app from App Store or Play Store, then you'll be able to see this onboarding process. And there's a description to show that there'll be like a flight icon on what this thing is all about, manage shift, and the user can slide left and they can slide right as they go along, which I think is handy. They can see employee engagement, they can see reporting, they can see the equal opportunity statement, transparent and diversity. So this app creates there's 6 sliders here that shows what the app is all about and what user can achieve using the app. So when the user is ready to move on, they click on the get started, and then they are directed into this page which says which talk about what would you like to do today. Now, because we're developing a system whereby people will be interacting with this system either as the employee or the employer, we want to make sure that they can interact with the system properly. So that is why I've developed this page to look like this. So I say, what would you like to do today? And it's like a question, and you expect the user to answer the question by interacting with that button. So if it's a staff or an employee, they say I want to book shift. If it's a company, they say we want to cover shift. So that is how this app is all about. It's used between the employee and the employer. So let's assume we want to make book shift as the employee. We simply click I want to book shift, and because they are using this app for the first time, the app is going to show them a sign up screen whereby they can enter an employee code. This code will be given to them by their employer, and they can connect with their Facebook or with their Google account, or they can sign up with email, with employee code and email address. So if they click on employee email address, they are able to see this form. They fill in their employee code, full name, email address, password, and they create password, and they submit their information. Now let's go back and let's assume that they already have an account. Then they can also, from this page, click already have an account, log in, and they can enter their username and password. If they've forgotten their password, we've created a reset page whereby they can recover their password as well. And under here we have, if they don't have an account, they can sign up as well. So we have here which says reset, and they can go to this reset section, and they can either cancel it or they can send email when they've entered their email address. So this system is really well detailed. And then we have this pop-up here that shows email address confirmed, reactivation link sent to your email, and they can activate their email, and they can move on. They can log in. Let's try to log in. It's saying here that your password is incorrect. You've entered your password incorrectly. Please try again later. So we've make use of a validation here as well. So I'm just gonna, I don't know what I use for some of the test login details. So let me just say staff, and let me say password, and then I enter. Yep. So now we've created 3 different types of dashboard. We have one dashboard for the employee, and also we have another dashboard for the employer and for the administrator and things like that, so they can interact with it. So the user have been able to log in, or they can register and then they can log in as well. So in this dashboard, we've made it very simple. We have this menu hamburger section here, which they can go to their menu section, and they can slide back. I think we have something here, so they can go back here and they can view messages, and they can go back to the home page from the messages. And then we have here which shows them the number total hours they've booked, how many hours they've worked that week, the remaining allowance, how many hours they've worked that month, so they can see how well they are doing, whether they need more hours or not. And that is why we've made sure that this page is very simple, and we have information whereby it shows last login and the date and everything. As you can see, I've created this website last year. It's I'm just making this video tutorial just this year. So What the user can do is to book shift. They can check their shift, they can cancel shift, they can swap shift, they can check a swap shift request from other employee who want to swap their shift with them, and they can view their report on how they are doing, similar to what we have here at the here, which says the total number of hours. So let's assume that the staff want to book a shift. We've made it very easy. You can just press this button and you see the book shift, and you'll be able to see the shift that is available, the location that the shift is, the company, and you can easily just book this shift. I've put this lightning icon here to show that this shift is available and can be booked immediately without the manager approving it. So when the user want to book a shift, they can simply just press the booking and they can confirm their booking, and they can say okay, which say thank you for your booking, your shift has been your shift has been booked. Or they can sort this page. They can do a lot of things, sorted by early shift, by late night shift, or by the times. They can filter as well with this type of stuff, and also they can view calendar view, and with this red section they can know that there are shifts available at this section, and if they click anyone, they will see the shift that is available and they will be able to book those shifts. So it's very easy, very interactive, and the user will be able to book shift effectively. So they can go back to the list view and they can also go back. That is the booking of the shift. Now if they want to see what shift that they have they've done over the past week, or what shift they are currently doing, then they can click on my shift and they will be able to see the shift details, and they will be able to see whether the shift has been approved or has been is still pending to be approved. So that's the idea of the screen, and it's very simple. It's just going to show their shift as they have it, and same thing, they can view as a calendar, and they can see what is going on currently, which of the shift that has been approved, and so on. The next feature that a staff can do is to cancel shift. So if they want to cancel shift, all they just need to do is to click on this cancel shift, and they can see which of the shift has been cancelled. And what's this page talks about the shift that they want to cancel, and if an employee want to cancel the shift, all they just need to do is to cancel the shift. Previously that shift have been approved, so they need to cancel the shift, and once they cancel the shift, they will say you are about to cancel the following shift. Enter the shift, and then you'll be able to put your reason for shift. Maybe I am sick or something, and if you are sick, then you'll be able to say okay, click okay. Now once the manager get this, we have this message telling the user that okay, what's happened, you're canceling your shift, please note that your shift cancellation request has been sent to your manager for approval. So that shows that okay, they are interacting with the system, and they can get a message back of what the progress is all about. So which is kind of handy feature as well, to be able to cancel shift. Another feature that I have here is to swap shift, and when same thing as well, the shift has been approved, and if they want to swap shift, they just need to click on the swap shift. And what I've done here is option by staff, possible swap options. So the system will check in the database which other employee is working on that day that they want to swap this shift, and they'll be able to see the name. They select the name of the possible staff. Once they select the name, the shift comes up, and they say okay, swap with this shift. Once they click swap with this shift, this pop-up comes out, and they'll be able to see the details of shift that they want to swap, and they will be able to confirm that, and then same thing, get a message. So it shows them how they can actually swap shift. The next thing that an employee can do, or a staff can do, is to view the swap request. So if someone wants to swap a shift like I did the previous time, if you send a swap request, then the other member of staff or the other employee will see a shift swap request, and they can read the details of the shift. Once they read the details of the shift, then they will be able to say, okay, am I going to accept it? Am I going to reject it? So they can either accept or they can either reject it. So if they accept it, they'll say shift swap confirm. If they reject it, it will say, shift swap rejected. So this is a handy feature, and it's very interactive, this system, and the employee can work well with this application. So that is what we have. And if we go to the menu option, they can view their account, they can view their login and security issue, they can invite friends, they can give feedback, they can see help and support and settings. So let's just see. They can go to my settings and they can see their details of information, their job title, their location, their email address, like that, start date, active, if they're active, if they've left the job, they can go back and they can see the login and security. They can update their password here, they can update their email, and they can update their profile. If they do that, they will be able to change all this, which gives them a handy sort of information to interact with. Another feature is they can invite friends, which we've had here, and they can copy link and everything. Another section is they can give feedback, and once they give feedback, they can choose each of the icon, maybe a smiley face, a frowning face, and they can send the message about the feedback that they've just left us. Another section will be the help and support, where they can read about the service. They can have a direct message. They can send email immediately. Let's just click if something is they can have a chat about the system, if they like the system or something. Then this, we open a live chat section, and they can go back and see. Let's go back to the help and support. If they want to send an email, then once they click on it, this system opens this from their mobile phone. If they're using an Android mobile phone, it's going to show maybe they want to send an email through the Gmail. And it's handy because you can actually see how it works. Or if they want to be called back, they can enter their phone number and they can send the information to us. So, or they can read so many questions about what the app offers, how they can solve any problem if they encounter them. Now, the app also offers a settings page which shows about what you can do. Send me a message if my hours is above 196 or 200 hours. It depends on the organization. And they can see the notifications and everything, the app update, which is simple and clean and handy as well. What they can also do is they can log out from this section, which they can just simply click log out here. And once they click log out, we have this thing, although I've just used another name that I was working on, a mobile banking app, so sorry about that. And then they can either log in here, they can say no, I don't want to log out now, or they can log out. And once they log out, they go back to the login screen and they can log into their account. So that shows how the user can use this app. So what we need to do now is to go back to the landing page, and let's look at how the employer can use this app for the first time. Once the app is downloaded, they go through the splash screen, and then the onboarding screen, and they go through every process. They can read about the app, what the app offers, they can get started, and the next thing they will say is, okay, we want to cover shift, and it it takes them to the sign up page of the employee. The company fills the company name, the representative, their email address, website, password, and repeat password, and they click continue. Once they hit on continue, there's a bit of interaction here because they'll be able to choose their subscription plan on this page. And once they come, they'll be able to see a subscription plan, which is a small business. If they want a corporate subscription, all they just need to do is to tap on this, and you can see this thing has changed to corporate enterprise. We see the text. So there's a lot of interaction that has been done on this prototype in Axure 7. So we can swap and it works smoothly. So once they decided on which subscription plan they want to choose, then they click buy, and it takes them to the page whereby they want to buy, and then they select the card information that they want to use. So if it's a Visa, they select Visa, and as they type their information, then the logo of the card type is going to show here. They put the name of the card, very simple, their here and their last 3-digit number, and they hit continue. Once they hit continue, we show them this page, we say thank you, and we show them the details of the subscription, when the subscription is starting, when the subscription is ending. We've made a 1-month subscription, and then we give them a little message here which says please know that your subscription is set to auto renewal. If you want to this option, if you don't want it, you can always deactivate from the account section. And if they want, they will click continue, and once they click continue, the account has been completed, has been created, payment has been made, and then they log in as usual as a company. So let me log in as a company. I'm not sure if that is correct though. All right, yeah, it's correct. So now what we have here is we have the company dashboard, and this company dashboard similar to the employee dashboard, but the only difference is that we have here large amount of hours, and we have monthly allocated hours that has been allocated by the company to each individual branches and managers to manage. So they have this information, and the company itself in the admin can add user, they can block staff requests, they can update staff allocation requests, they can post notices, they can manage subscription, they can view reports, and they can manage branch. That will be the feature that only the company or the administrator can use. The user cannot use any of these feature apart from seeing the report that is related to their account. So a company or the admin can add user, they'll be able to add their user first name, last name, which is really very simple, no much complication, and they can submit this information, and we have this pop-up information here that this staff has been added successfully. So a bit of interaction has gone into this application, and we go back to the company home page, and then we see the block staff request. The block staff request shows that even if the manager tries to block a member of staff from taking shift within their own branch, and they send this information, the organization still need to look at it, why the manager or the supervisor is blocking this person from taking shift. And that is why we have this section for the admin to either approve it or to either decline it. Once they decline it, they can do they can just approve and decline, and the change will take effect. So we click back. Sorry, it's going back to dashboard, just the wrong link. So we just go back to company, and the next thing is same thing as the block request. It's going to work similarly like the update staff allocation, and then what the admin is doing is mainly approving and declining requests that the manager has made. So We also have post. Then the organization can post the notice, so they can say select who to post it to. If they select all staff, we'll see this new text box is displayed, and they can enter all staff email address and send it to all the staff. If they say okay, notice posted. So interaction at every given stage. If they say to a specific staff, then they enter the staff name and they send it to that specific staff. So at every given stage, there is an interaction that has been done in this app. The next thing is manage subscription. From here, they can manage their subscription, and they can cancel their subscription. It says here you are about to cancel your subscription. Click yes, and it says subscription cancelled. And so we've done a lot of interactions so that this app is very easy to use, no much complication, and the user really is going to enjoy using this app. And another thing we've done is to manage the branch, whereby they can manage the branch, but we've not done this page yet. And I think the report as well too it's missing. So we've done that from the company section. And if we just move this a little bit, we'll look at this site map that has been created in Axure. We've made sure that every single page is following, the flow of this page is well detailed, because we can see from the splash screen we have the onboarding landing page, login, sign up. So every page, what need to go under what page, we've effectively make how the user is gonna move from one screen to the other has been done on this page. The next screen we're going to look at is the manager section, which similar to the staff and the admin as well, but it shows more information. And what the manager can do, the manager can add shift, the manager can view booking requests, they can cancel requests, they can swap shift, they can block staff, they can update staff allocation, post notices, and report. So I'm just going to run through some of these. If a manager want to add a shift, they can go view the calendar and say, okay, I want to add a shift on the 8th. They select the start time, end time, they select the shift, they select the location. They now choose whether to allow multiple booking, and they select either yes or no. And then they enter number of booking that is allowed for that shift and any comment that is needed. And they also select whether they allow auto booking. Like I said, the booking where the staff choose, they have a section whereby they will be able to book shift instantly without having the manager to confirm the shift. And then the manager simply click add shift, and shift has been added successfully. And it's very simple, very easy to use. The next feature we have here is we have the manager section, which is the view booking request. So when a staff want to work on a shift and they say a shift and they indicated an interest to work to book that shift, they can simply click view booking request, and they can see all the shift that has been sent to them, and they can either approve or they can decline the shift. And when they decline, they select the reason for declining as well, and they press yes, and they move on. So this is going to give them an indication that even if they are declining a staff member's shift, then it is not advisable for them to just decline without a reason, which makes it fairer for any staff who his or her shift has been cancelled. And that is why I make this page here. And if they approve it, they get message as well, and they approve it as well, and it's approved. So a lot of interaction pop-ups is going on this screen, and that is a lot of dynamic panel being used within Axure RP. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to view the cancellation request. Same thing as well. They are just approving and and declining any shift cancellation request that has been made if they are not satisfied, or if that particular member of staff is needed for that shift. Then the manager has the right to decline or cancel the shift. And the next thing will be to block staff. If if a staff is going to be blocked from booking shift, then they will be able to put a comment here, reason for blocking, the start date and the end date. Obviously you can't block the staff forever and ever. You have to give them, from when it's going to start and when it's going to end. So you can then send this block staff shift request to the admin, and the admin is going to look at it. That's why I say block staff has been sent to the admin for approval. Please note, you must have valid reason for blocking a staff from booking shift. So the manager is aware and is conscious as well, so that you're not gonna maybe say, okay, because I don't like this person, then I'm going to I'm going to block this person from booking shift. The next section we're going to look at is update staff allowance as well, and then we'll be able to update the staff allowance, the how many hours on the current allocation, and we can update it and we can submit for approval, which the admin will look at as well. So we can see here that in this mobile app we have a lot of page, and that is the detail that go into developing prototypes. This is completely developed using Axure, as you can see, and there is a lot of widget interaction, pop-up validation that has gone through into this prototype, that makes it very interesting to use as an application. And we can see all these pages, the booking page, and some of the interaction you can't really see them unless you interact with the button and the text and everything. So this is a simple application. I use the word simple because it's nice and clean and tidy in terms of the design, layout, look and feel, but the detail that is going to go into the development when it's developed into a real app, it's a very big work. And also developing this prototype in Axure API requires a lot of detailed planning. So I just want to show you this application, how it works and everything. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial today. As you can see, this is the app here in Axure. If I make this bigger, this is the app in Axure, and we can see all these pages. We can see different dynamic panels in the widget manager section. So a lot of interaction has gone into this page, and I think this app is looking good. It's in the early stage of development right now, and we will be probably launching this app very soon, and also we'll be able to test it with some users to see how they react with the interface and the interaction, whether they like it, and from the feedback we'll be able to improve upon this app. So if you have any comments about this app, if you feel any feature or any interaction is missing, kindly drop a comment in the comment below, and I'll be glad to answer any question you may have regarding this app. If you simply want a copy of this Axure RP file to play with as well, drop a comment below and I'll be glad to send them over to you. I hope you've been able to enjoy the tutorial today, and I'll see you again in the next tutorial with more mobile app review. Like, I do some of this review because it's gonna take a lot of time to actually do a video whereby this app is developed, as you see live, but it's gonna take, that is why I do some tutorial which focuses on just developing maybe a splash screen, an onboarding section, a login, because developing this long tutorial to cover a mobile app of this nature with this long requirements is going to take a bit of time. So I hope you've enjoyed this quick overview and the review of this mobile app, And if you have any comment, drop it below and I'll be glad to answer them. Thank you for watching and see you in the next tutorial.